Brought to you direct from Studio 3B at Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, the American Hardwood Advisor is your source for trends, tips, and insights into how the building industry has evolved. Join me, Steve Stack, along with guest builders and industry leaders as we talk shop and go in depth on what it takes to be the best of the best. Dive into topics like architecture, industry trends, project plans, historical tools, tricks of the trade, and life's lessons from more than 6 decades of experience in the hardwood lumber business. Hey folks, Steve Stack, Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, coming to you with another edition of American Hardwood Advisor. Look behind me, it's not Studio 3B. We are on site with one of our custom home builders, Mr. Michael Savko. Michael, welcome.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for jumping in, man. SavkoHomebuilders.com, and you're getting to be quite the busy guy.
Yeah, we're navigating this crazy economy, but we've been fortunate to have a lot of interesting clients over the last few years, lots of different tastes. Not every home looks like the one that we're in, but that's okay. We're interested in everyone's tastes.
Yeah, and today we are on one of Michael's projects down here in Latonia, Ohio. Beautiful, modern, country, craftsman feel to it. House turned out great, but you've done some other work with Baird Brothers, and from myself and the Baird family, we appreciate that, and we look forward to many more. But take us through a little bit how you got into this home building arena.
So yeah, our the business idea started back in 2015, 2016. I had a construction background in commercial contracting for a mechanical contractor. Had an engineering degree from YSU, so I was on job sites that were new schools, new hospitals, office buildings and such, and just seeing a lot of how things worked in these buildings, as well as seeing a lot of different construction methods, from the commercial side. And when we started building a home for ourselves, I decided to integrate a lot of commercial systems into this home that you don't normally see. And thus we built ourselves a model that we could bring clients through and show them, hey, you might not be interested in putting this in your house, but we can do it. These are some things that we're capable of. We're thinking of things that a lot of builders maybe aren't thinking of, thinking outside of the box. So as we started our business, getting into the home building business, especially in Youngstown, Ohio, there's lots of legacy builders in the area. So it took some time to build up to where we're at now, but started with a couple renovations and then one house. And when that house was complete, it turned into 4 more. And we just steamrolled into the low interest rates and the Columbiana tax abatement. So we've been fortunate to come in, I think, at a really good time to get to where we're at now.
You referenced builders in the Youngstown area, the Mahoning Valley, legacy builders. We don't realize it in the Mahoning Valley how fortunate we are. We have some outstanding builders, craftsmen, and having traveled the United States, I've seen the best and the worst, and we really are fortunate. And for you and your wife to step in the custom home building arena, trial by fire,
oh, yes.
and that says a lot. It says a lot about you and your wife and your ambition. But like you stated, you brought a lot of assets with you.
Mm-hmm.
From the commercial side in the our homes today. I worked on a project up in New England, and it was a net zero home. I didn't know what a net zero home was, but after spending time and learning, you can bring that type of technology to a home, to a residential home. Communication. Look how communication has changed within the home.
Mm-hmm.
So you have all those goodies that you add to the mix, and it works out. But you still have to build them, still have to frame them, There's still 2x4s and 2x6s and rafters and floor joists and subflooring, and but you bring you have all those elements available to you, and we're very fortunate in sitting here looking at this beautiful home that you've constructed. There's Baird product throughout this home, but it doesn't scream at you.
Sure.
It's very subtle. You've done some feature work. The majority of the home is painted woodwork with a splash of stained handrail, a set of stained doors, double doors going into the front room there, the island base being natural wood stained, and through wood tone, paint schemes, and a couple of the rooms here, as you were taking me through earlier, some architectural decorating flair is, I guess, the way I'll put it.
Sure.
Feature walls. Again, holding to the craftsman, modern farmhouse style, but with a bolder paint color. Mm-hmm. And it welcomes you into those rooms.
Sure.
This backdrop of the fireplace wall, same trim white, but that's a Baird, our little mini shiplap product, and you use the resawed face, and you've added texture in this area.
Correct. Yep.
So, it's this home turned out beautiful for you and the homeowners. And having spoke to them, I know they're tickled with it. But where do you see yourself going? I mean, what lies ahead for Michael Savko Builders, and Baird Brothers? I mean, I think you've set the bar pretty high for yourself.
I have. That was part of my, I guess, business model when I started. Was I'm not looking to compete with the builders that are throwing them up a dime a dozen, throwing them up in 4 to 6 months, and just trying to get everything done. It's more about the experience, the ability for the client to go through the process and take the time to think about what they are going to want in their home. Because looking at a piece of paper anymore, people just have a very hard time visualizing sitting in this very space that we're in right now, just looking at a 2D print. So for her to have the ability to walk through and make decisions and tell me, you know what, we're going to make this change, because guess what, Steve, this fireplace was not on the original print. Right. This was an afterthought that she wanted to add, and then we dressed it up in a way that, she felt she wanted it done. So we gave her that ability to make that change along the way, and not every builder is looking to do that. That does, things like this do slow the process down, but
the old adage, they're looking at a set of blueprints. They never come out of the ground the way they were drawn.
Sure.
and you have to have that flexibility. But what I'm hearing from you is you try and do that upfront investigation, picking your homeowner's brain a little bit.
Sure.
And putting the options out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the homeowners nowadays have a lot more access to seeing ideas like this, presenting them to myself, and then we figure out how to execute that. Back in the day, it was, a lot of people just had to be looking at magazines or come up with ideas on their own. Now, everything's at the touch of their fingers, and there's limitless options available. And that's the type of client that we are looking for moving forward with our business, is the people that want something special and they want to move into their home and not start having those conversations, we should have done this, or I wish we had the time to do this, or etc.
It's a double-edged sword in that product knowledge, product availability. Mm-hmm. It's accessible to everyone, but as long as those conversations are had prior to the build, it can be handled. Mm-hmm. But the last minute, Michael, can we move that closet upstairs?
Sure.
Kind of thing. So it's good, and I've witnessed it. I've being on the road for in excess of 25 years, working with home builders in Northeast Ohio and Pennsylvania, that communication, that line of communication is essential.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it firsthand, and there you get to the end and there's none of those, but you said.
Sure.
So and at Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, we try and do the same. When we have discussions with builders, homeowners, DIYers, my mind goes to flooring, and you have to educate on what to expect out of that product.
Mm-hmm.
You can nail down hardwood flooring, but when you take ownership of it, just like you handing a homeowner over to a homeowner, they take ownership of it.
Yeah.
And with that ownership comes responsibility of the product, whether it be your home or a hardwood floor.
Mm-hmm.
And things have to be maintained.
Yeah.
We're not building them, well, they do, but we're not building them out of concrete and walk away from them,
Sure.
and live in a bunker. But and this house is an example of a number of things. Great architectural style and design. The homeowner definitely had a taste that she was shooting for, and I think between you and your company and your craftsmen, you achieved that. It's bright, but it's welcoming.
It is, yeah. The splashes of wood tones here and there definitely help, give it that homey feel. And I have to, hats off to, our client for, being able to. She was very good at selecting a lot of the color choices and products, and it just helped pull a lot of this stuff together. There's a lot of features in here that I wasn't necessarily expecting her to pick. And when she showed me what she was looking for, I thought absolutely that's going to work great here, and we can definitely pull that off. So
it's fun if you keep it fun.
Yes, it is.
And same thing with our approach at Baird Brothers now. You and I run into each other out there at the warehouse once in a while and in the office, but you have to have the right approach. And I always said, we don't have anybody bleeding from the ears or the throat. We can handle this.
Sure.
We can get through this.
Yeah.
And I know that process holds true in building a client a home. So, folks, another one of the legacy builders, soon to be legacy builder of the Mahoning Valley, Michael Savko Home Builders. Check him out. The website?
Yeah, that's Savko, SAVKO, homebuilders.com. We also run a lot of media through our Instagram account at Savko Home Builders. We're on Facebook and LinkedIn as well, but Instagram is kind of our hub for updates with all the different projects we have going on. So
very good, Michael. I appreciate you sitting down with us today.
Yeah, it's fun.
Folks, there you go. Michael Savko Home Builders, another edition of American Hardwood Advisor. Stick around, we've got more coming at you. For all you folks listening, thanks for talking shop with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to stay up to date with the American Hardwood Advisor series, give us a like and subscribe. For more tips, projects, and inspiration, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or at BairdBrothers.com. Until next time,